In 1954, the world was introduced to the black and white, but also kind of aquatic and slimy and scary new universal monster, and that is the creature from the Black Lagoon. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Figure Out Films. I'm your host, Chris, as always. This is the show where we talk about movies, physical media, we talk about action figures like today, and we are going to talk about one of my most anticipated NECA releases. Today, we are going to be talking about this 1954 reimagining of, or actually more brought to life figure. That is the creature from the Black Lagoon from NECA. If you have followed this channel, you do know I love the NECA line, especially with these Universal monsters. And we are going to do an unboxing. So a little quick bit about this figure from NECA. This is the newest release from them. They've already released Frankenstein. They've released The Mummy. They've released Wolfman, Dracula, Invisible Man, which we did an unboxing on. They also recently released the Bride of Frankenstein, which if you tuned into our live stream, we did a live unboxing of the figure there. But this is the colorized version of the creature from the Black Lagoon. Like I mentioned earlier, it was in black and white when the film was released, but for NECA and really for promotionals, they've always kind of shown the creature as this green fish monster that basically looks like the shape of water. So I have it here, and you're wondering, well, why, Chris, is this the movie poster in the box? Because the colorized versions of the Universal monsters from NECA, they include in the box the front movie poster, which I think is one added touch. You basically get a poster and a figure as well for the price. This was the newest release. You can buy it now at most retailers. However, I do recommend the Big Bad Toy Store, which I'll put in a link down below. You can find in your local comic book shops or figure stores if you have them. I know here in Chicago we do. But I actually found this one at Best Buy as well, and you can order from their website or in store if you go. Or I also recommend Target. So a lot of places you can find this thing if you did not pre-order it. So if you look at the box here, this is a 7-inch scale figure. You get the basically like the title cards of who stars in the movie, which I think is great. Awesome poster from the original movie. On the side, you get the picture of the creature, the name of the creature, and the NECA logo, and the Universal Monsters line right there. Same thing on the other side, just a different pose. And on the back, you don't get any little movie description. You just get different poses of the creature as well, which I think is one nice added touch. This box is really great, nice green as well. And it comes with this little hook. And what I've been doing has been hanging the boxes up as like a collage of all the Universal Monster movies as if they were posters as well. So I am excited for this. When you open it up, it is a window box, which is great. A lot of figures, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse from Todd McFarlane. A lot of figure companies are starting to get away from the windowless box, where it's just kind of like a picture of the figure you're getting outside the box, just save on plastic. I think it's really to cut prices, to be honest, or cut the costs to be from them. Here you get an awesome picture of the monster, if I can get it here, of it swimming, which you don't get a little swimming pool for it to go in. But you get the figure here in the window box, and it looks awesome. Now, we will unbox this figure and kind of go more in depth within the articulation, the accessories you get all with it. And then we'll do some poses on the rotating base as well. Let's go ahead and get going. Also, if you are new to the channel and you do like this unboxing, don't forget to also hit that like button and hit that subscribe so you don't miss on any new unboxings as well. So other than that, let's go. All right, and here we have the window box again. You can go ahead and see the original cover. There is the side panel that shows the creature in a pose, and then on the back, a bunch of different poses of the figure with obviously the title. I think this is really cool. It looks really awesome, very detailed. Much like the rest of the Universal Monster boxes. And again, here is another picture of it inside the box for those in-box collectors. Me, personally, I like my figures to breathe and get out of the box. But if you do want to collect it just to have on display inside, it does look really cool. I'm not going to lie. You get 3 different heads. a bunch of arm accessories. It just looks really great. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick about this figure is that in every single NECA box, especially these Universal Monsters, you get a little background to have for your figures. So if you take them out of the box like this, you can go ahead and use this as a backdrop for your figures. I think it's a really nice little touch, and I think people forget about it. So definitely take advantage if you like. I love how this figure feels in hand. It looks great. It feels great. It's got a really nice soft plastic and a little bit of hard plastic as well. I love how it's not stiff. That's another big thing for me. He can definitely move, which is great. Just feels like a very solid figure. And as you can see here, he's very well detailed with this, like the gills and all those other things, like make him look very aquatic. He looks just really accurate. I really do like this figure. It's probably one of the best NECA Universal Monster figures done. Like, I know with the face of like the different actors for the other creatures is really great in detail, but this thing, because it's just a monster figure, it looks great. It definitely feels very posable just based on the way it feels. It's not going to be stiff. It's not going to fall over. I love these gills on the back. It's a hard plastic on the gills and in the hands, but then everywhere else is like a soft little plastic for the fins. It's great. Definitely moves. Can't wait to pose this figure. And the elbow, it's single jointed. It's not double. So it's going to have almost like a mummy-like pose. The bottom of the feet, as you can see, has little peg holes. If you have the base, which I highly recommend with all your NECA figures, you buy a base. But this figure could stand on its own. I really do think that he can do the little hip twist as well. Like I said, it's very posable. He's going to be able to move. It not has to be just a museum pose the entire time. Just this soft plastic is just a great detail. I really do like this figure and how it was done. The head can obviously move, which is actually great. I was worried it was going to be all one piece, but it actually can move independently. Great stuff. And as you can see, we get 3 different heads, and here's one of the alternative heads. So the first one had its mouth closed. This one has its mouth open. As you can see, again, great detail on this thing. The peg hole's not too deep, so it'll be easy to click on. We're team not harding plastic, so just stick it on there. And this is the interesting one. As you can see, look at this thing. Again, the mouth is open. Great scale texture and detail there. It has its mouth open, which is a little confusing for me. Why do I have 2 heads with the mouth open and then just one closed? This has to let's see. Wait. Yeah, this has to move because it's open more than the other one. Wait a sec. Oh, it's got a little mouth hinge so you can open. No way. Okay, so you can open and close this figure however you like. So this is the one I think I'm going to go with the most. The third head is definitely the one with the more movement, so I can have it closed instead of just static close. I can have it dynamic with the close, or if I want, I can have it open or semi-open. Wow, this is this is really good. I wish they did this with more figures where you had the choice where if you wanted to keep the mouth open or closed, instead of having different heads for it, at least just do different facial expressions, right? All right, and here we have the fins. As you can see, this is going to be for the left hand, and honestly, this is really good detail. You got kind of one of a beckoning and call, kind of sinister. Got a wide open palm one, just to kind of shield its face in a way if you have it with different poses. And then this one's kind of trying to grab in some ways, kind of maybe putting its hand on something else in a way, because the ones that it comes with the figure itself, they're going to be just very neutral. These are very more expressive, which is great. Let's go ahead and get the right hand side up here if I can get it. All right, same thing with the right hand side. Nothing too different. You just get duplicates on each sand, which is great. So you can have 2 of the same on each expression. It would look a little weird if you had the beck and call on both, but the plastic's really good. It's a nice little sharp material. Again, he has claws, and it feels very good. I like this plastic. But this is all you get with the figure. Again, you just get, a pair of hands and a pair of heads. Can't complain there. Let's go ahead and put him on the rotating base. All right, and here we have the creature from the Black Lagoon on the rotating base in just a normal, spooky pose. Nothing too crazy. He's not on a NECA display platform, which I do have, like that platform bases. I do have those, but I don't have it here because he could stand without it pretty well. The webbed feet is awesome for it. And as you can see, I have Bela Lugosi behind the creature, just kind of posing and chilling. I didn't do an unboxing of Dracula, but if you would like a more in-depth view on him, drop a comment down below if you'd like to see that. Just kind of in a similar pose. Like I said, like these figures are very posable. But for me, the creature looks so great. Now let's see what happens when I add a not so well posed figure. I have the Wolfman here. Again, the wolf, like we talked about the web feet. The creature can pose really well. Wolfman, not so much. He really needs a display base underneath to stand. I'm having him lean between the other two bad boys here. Again, I just think these things really complement each other well. That's the whole point. I think they look good on themselves. They have such a presence, but when you get them together, it really is special. This creature definitely stands out. It's big, it's green, it towers over everyone else. I do think that this figure just has a presence on its own, but what if I add another very expressive figure? This is another new figure. This is the Bride of Frankenstein. I have her on another dynamic stand instead because she does not have the peg holes underneath. So she needs to be attached to the hip, but likely her dress hides all that. Speaking of a figure that can stand raw on its own, let me just fix this real quick, is Frankenstein. So you have her, the Bride of Frankenstein, kind of covering her face in a very dynamic pose. Now I have Frankenstein here. Notice the boots without a base. He stands pretty good. And that's what I love about the NECA figures that do have wide feet, I would say, is that you don't have to buy the stand to have them be displayed. I think the stands look nicer. This thing just has such a presence. I'm going to take Frankenstein off. I'm going to take the Bride out and just kind of put him in a different dynamic pose. All right, and here I have him kind of doing the walk that the alien does in Signs. If you know, you know. Again, if you notice the back foot, the claws, and the webbed feet, make it really easy to pose. I have it now with the stand for more dynamic, but if you want to just stand there, maybe have like simple poses where he's not bending his joints on the knees, he's going to do this really well. Here I have him kind of running towards a different figure I would have it probably do. I think this figure has such a presence on its own. Let's go with one more display. All right. And bam, here we have it with another one kind of like side swiping, get ready to attack. Again, this thing has such a presence, man. It looks really good. I love this figure. I think this pose is the one I'm going to stick with for a little bit. But what do you think? Are you wanting to pick up the creature from the Black Lagoon? Are you collecting the entire line? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Chris here at Figure Out Films. Remember, if you aren't collecting the NECA Universal Monsters, do you really care about cinema? Other than that, I'll see you next time.